Αυτή εδώ είναι η βασιλική στο χωριό Αγία Τριάδα της Καρπασίας. Είναι μια από τις πολλές βασιλικές που υπήρχαν τόσο στην Καρπασία όσο και σε ολόκληρη την Κύπρο. Τι είναι η βασιλική? Η βασιλική ήταν ναός, εκκλησία, που ήταν ένας αρχιτεκτονικός τύπος ναού που είχε ανθίσει τον 5ο, 6ο, 7ο, 8ο αιώνα. Αυτή εδώ είναι του 5ου αιώνα μετά Χριστόν. Οι βασιλικές αυτές της εποχής εκείνης ήταν μεγάλα οικοδομήματα, πλούσια διακοσμημένα, με ψηφιδωτά δάπεδα, με ψηφιδωτά στους τοίχους. Εδώ βέβαια, όπως και στις άλλες, δεν σώζονται ψηφιδωτά στους τοίχους. Μόνο σε 2 περιπτώσεις σώθηκαν ψηφιδωτά στους τοίχους, ενσωματωμένα σε μεταγενέστερους ναούς. Το ένα ήταν τα ψηφιδωτά στην Παναγία την Κανακαρία, επίσης εδώ στην Καρπασία, στο χωριό Λιθράγκομη, που ως γνωστόν αποκολλήθηκαν από τους Τούρκους και επολύθηκαν στην Αμερική. Είχε γίνει δίκη και κατόρθωσε η Κυπριακή Εκκλησία ως ο ιδιοκτήτης να τα επαναχτίσει. Ένα άλλο ψηφιδωτό εντύχιο, επίσης εδώ στην Καρπασία, είχε διασωθεί στον μεταγενέστερο ναό της Παναγίας της Κυράς, αλλά στην προσπάθεια τους να το αποκολλήσουν οι Τούρκοι διαλύθηκε. Εδώ σώζονται μόνο ψηφιδωτά στο δάπεδο. Οι βασιλικές ήσαν ναοί των πρώτων χριστιανικών αιώνων και εκτός από την ίδια την εκκλησία περιελάμβαναν και αρκετά άλλα οικοδομήματα. Μεταξύ αυτών και ξεχωριστό βαπτιστήριο. Δηλαδή οι άνθρωποι τότε, επειδή βαπτίζονται σε προχωρημένη ηλικία, δεν μπορούσαν να μπουν μέσα στην εκκλησία και να βαπτιστούν εφόσον ήσαν αβάπτιστοι, πώς θα μπαίνουν μέσα στον ναό. Έτσι έχει ξεχωριστά κτίρια δίπλα, κοντά, στα οποία ευαπτίζονται. Επίσης, για να γίνουν χριστιανοί έπρεπε πρώτα να μάθουν ποια ήταν αυτή η θρησκεία και να μιμηθούν σε αυτή. Έτσι, κοντά, δίπλα στις 2 πλευρές των ναών υπήρχαν ειδικοί διάδρομοι, τα λεγόμενα κατηχητήρια, όπου πήγαιναν εκεί οι μη βαπτισμένοι, παρακολουθούσαν την τελετή και όταν αποφάσιζαν μετά να γίνουν χριστιανοί, ευαπτίζοντας στον εξωτερικό χώρο και τότε δικαιούνται να μπουν μέσα στην εκκλησία και να συμμετάσχουν.
Agia Trias is among the many small and remote churches scattered in the Karpass Peninsula, and although smaller than the urban basilicas, the church is one of the finest and earliest examples. It is believed that it was a rural church which had served a small local community. The remains of the church reveal that it was a 3-aisle church about 23 meters long and 15 meters wide, including its nave, side aisles, and narthex. Among the most interesting structures which surround the basilica are the corridors and the baptistry complex. Agia Trias stands out and is best known for its geometric floor mosaics, which date from the building's early years and perhaps from its origin. Originally, the mosaics covered the entire floor surface of the basilica, and although to this day a substantial amount can still be adorned, it is evident that they have been exposed to the elements for centuries. The Turkish Cypriot authorities have designated Agia Trias as an archaeological touristic attraction in the Karpass Peninsula, and although it is fenced, no other appropriate measures have been implemented to protect and preserve this historical monument. Agia Trias is fully exposed to all weather conditions. Heavy foot traffic from tourists is damaging the mosaics, and lack of proper maintenance has also allowed plants to take root all over the site, damaging both the remaining architectural elements and the mosaics, which are showing alarming signs of disappearing because they are already loose in several places. The surviving elevation of the church provides enough information to determine the building's plan. Some of the columns which held up the timber-framed roof found during initial excavations were re-erected on their bases, and presently they give us some sense of the building's vertical organization. In the central apse is a vima, which is elevated some 40 centimeters above the floor level of the rest of the church. At the vima's center, facing the nave, are 3 steps, which are believed to symbolize the Holy Trinity. Although scant, the remains of the basilica's solea are considered significant and among its most prominent features. They run down the center of the nave from the vima steps almost to the church entrance. The solea consisted of a low fence with stone posts, which had grooves to support the open-work panels. Presently, only few fragments of these posts and panels survive, however, enough to give an idea of the original configuration. One panel, the best preserved, shows the bottom curve of a geometric circular motif with a flower in the corner. The nave mosaics are organized in 3 rectangular frames around the solea and include the mosaics of the solea itself. Just beyond where the solea ends, one mosaic inscription running in a strip along the front of the vima records the donation of Heraclius the deacon, who paid for the decorations in that part of the church. The geometric mosaics, which adorn several parts of the church, are in line with late antique and early Christian designs. The designs of the flooring display a superb range of variations, including wave patterns, chevrons, among others. In the floor of the north side aisle, 2 pairs of sandals. One pair of sandals points inwards to the interior of the church, while the others point outwards. Historians believe they represented the sandals of pilgrims who visited the site, suggestive that Agia Trias was the site of a regional cult, or perhaps the simple footwear was meant to remind visitors the humility and poverty of Jesus Christ. Preserved in the atrium is a small monolithic stone font of a type fairly common to Cyprus, consisting of a flared and roughly flooded columnar base supporting a broad, shallow bowl. Also scattered among the ruins are late Roman period mills for grinding wheat and deep bowls, which historians believe were probably used for crushing grapes for wine or olives for oil. These are eloquent signifiers of the religious activities which took place here many centuries ago. The existence of a substantial baptistry building and its processional baptismal font at Agia Trias also point to the significance of the church in the region during a time when a small religious community may have been supported by local benefaction.
Η βασιλική αυτή, όπως και όλες σχεδόν οι άλλες βασιλικές που σώζονται στην Κύπρο, καταστράφηκε κατά την σκληρή περίοδο των αραβικών επιδρομών. Ήταν μια περίοδος 3 περίπου αιώνων, από τον 7ο μέχρι και τα μέσα του 10ου, οπότε οι Άραβες έκαναν συνεχώς ιδιαίτερα καταστροφικές επιδρομές στην Κύπρο. Άλλες βασιλικές που καταστράφηκαν αντικαταστάθηκαν αργότερα από νεότερους ναούς, όπως θα δούμε κάπου αλλού. Εδώ ο ναός που καταστράφηκε τότε, τον 7ο ή 8ο αιώνα, δεν ξαναχτίστηκε.
The early 5th century Basilica of Agia Trias in the Karpass Peninsula is yet another fine and distinct surviving example of the rich cultural heritage of Cyprus. However, its architectural elements and exquisite mosaics are in a substantial degree of peril. To prevent further damage, the site requires immediate restoration, which includes the resetting of the mosaic fragments, thorough cleaning, and more importantly, protection from the weather, such as building a roof over it, as well as special platforms for visitors to avoid further damage to the mosaics from heavy foot traffic.